It didn't work the first time. My little brother jumped from the window of his Manhattan apartment building on Christmas Eve morning. His body fell 7 stories and landed in a skip filled with 4 feet of freshly fallen snow. It was the snow that saved him, cushioned the blow. It had drifted down all night and not yet had the chance to solidify. The soft snow was also the reason he wasn't discovered until 3 hours later, when his cleaning lady walked into an empty apartment and found the window wide open. 7 stories, 4 feet of snow, and 3 hours of staring at the sky. Those are some damning odds. I got the call as London rush hour was about to start. It had been a day of back-to-back meetings in stuffy, windowless rooms. There was little hope of catching a train home before 8, and I thought of the shitstorm that would greet me when I walked through the door. But then there was a knock on the glass partition, and Jackie was waving. "Nick, there's been an incident," she said as I stuck my head out, and I let the door swing shut as she passed me the phone. When I walked into the hospital room 12 hours later and saw him hooked up to monitors, a mental image appeared of us as boys, doctor and patient, tying lengths of red wool from Mum's knitting bag around our wrists and attaching them to cardboard boxes. We would recreate the sound effects, long, low beeps, the grave prognosis, a weeping wife. Almost 30 years later, we were playing again, except the beeps were real, and nobody was crying. "You look like shit." I nodded. "Where's Tilly?" He turned to stare out the window. "We broke up." He'd shattered the lower half of his spinal cord, they said. He was paralysed from the waist down and lucky to be alive. He'd never walk again. The doctor reeled them off like a shopping list. I took each one like a bullet. When he was finally ready to leave, I brought him back to his place and set up his new bed in the lounge. It had the best view in the apartment, which meant it didn't face a brick wall and the pokey windows into other lives. I remembered how he loved to look at the sky when we were young. We'd spend summers lying in the fields behind our house, hidden in long grass, racing planes the way you do raindrops on car windows. Here, if I angled his bed a certain way, he could look through a gap between skyscrapers and see a patch of blue. So that's what I did. I stayed for nearly 4 months. Sometimes we watched TV or play cards. Sometimes we sat in silence as if waiting for something to happen. I didn't leave unless his cleaning lady was there to take my place. I thought of cancelling her in the first few days, but Gloria quickly became my lifeline, a chance for a breath of fresh air and to look at something other than my rapidly fading brother. I learned to weigh everything up. I locked the windows and opened one only when standing right by it. There was the issue of fire safety, but a mental risk assessment decided there was a smaller chance of burning alive than a repeat of the incident.